Hey, say hi, Lucy. She's in her reindeer outfit.
For
Happy
a
holidays,
second, it
everybody.
looked like there was only one horn coming up, so it was reminiscent of the Grinch Stole Christmas's dog.
Oh, yeah. Max, right?
Sure.
We can call this your Max outfit, right? Speaking of the Grinch, do you see Taylor Momsen re-recorded "Where Are You Christmas"?
Who?
Cindy Lou Who.
I saw you post about it, and I see every Instagram story with audio off, so no, I did not realize that's what that was.
Yeah, so it's great. So Cindy Lou Who, child actor, right? Or Taylor Momsen. Then she went on to Gossip Girl. I didn't watch Gossip Girl, but then she started the band The Pretty Reckless. It's been 25 years since the Grinch, or Jim Carrey's Grinch, which is wild to think about.
Yeah,
because like that was the second one for us.
Yeah, it was.
But she
I haven't
re-recorded
watched any of them aside from the cartoons. So
she re-recorded "Where Are You Christmas" from that movie in the Pretty Reckless style, but she starts it off as a duet with her younger self.
I did pay attention though when you did post about the woman who wrote what was the Stacey Aurico song?
Oh, Lucy Woodard.
Yes. I immediately went and I bought her version of the song out of support because I love that song so much, and her version is really damn good. So
Yeah, she's Lucy spent like ever since writing that song, she's been a backup singer for Rod Stewart, and now she's on her own like career. She's been singing like a lot of jazz and big band music, and also like a little reward for sitting through this random intro. If you keep an eye out in February or March, you might see me talk to her about some stuff on my other podcast. So this guy here, Lucy, are you ready to be put down? Okay.
she has the "I am over your shit right now" face, and she doesn't even know that we're recording 3 episodes tonight.
Yeah.
We should probably start our podcast, right?
Yeah, the intro now. All right, Liz. Oh, do you want to stay? I think she might want to stay here. All right. I'll hold her until she wants to move. Welcome to Cyclops is Waiting for Me, an X-Men animated recap podcast with Wolverine and the X-Men, episode 25, Foresight, part 2. I'm Rod, and currently my job, I was going to say is to hold Lucy until she wants to be let go, but now she wants to be let go. We're going to let you free. Do you want to be up here? Okay.
Good, Lucy.
Okay.
And I'm JC, and it's going to get weirder before it gets better. Cyclops is Waiting for Me is our podcast series where we are going back and watching every single X-Men animated episode that we can find. This podcast started with the original 1992 X-Men the Animated Series, which is building up to the release of X-Men 97. And along the way, we've completed X-Men Evolution. As of next week, we will have completed Wolverine and the X-Men. And we also launched our interview show, The Xavier Files, with season 2 of X-Men 97 coming in the summer of 2026. They literally only said summer. They didn't give us any other indication of it. God damn them. We have dedicated all of this year to Wolverine and the X-Men.
So some quick reminders. We're a recap show about a series that started over 15 years ago. There will be spoilers. If you don't want to spoil it for you, pause the podcast, watch the episode, and come back. We are currently not sponsored by or affiliated with Marvel Animation, Disney, or Disney Plus in any way.
And don't forget to follow us on social media at Cyclops IWFM Pod on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok. I would love it if this is somehow somebody's first episode and they just heard us talk about music stuff that has nothing to do with the
right.
for a solid 60 seconds right at the beginning of it. We're just devolving into just another male-hosted podcast, Rob.
It was fine. We're at the tail end of what, like our third or fourth show?
Technically fourth if we're counting X-Men 97 season 1 as a show.
I guess you had to, depending how you count the original show.
Also, how many fucking episodes have we uploaded, Raj?
We have to be in the hundreds now, right?
We're definitely in the hundreds, yes. X-Men 92 had 76 episodes, so yes, we're definitely in the hundreds.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking it up on my phone.
Because if it was every other week for 4 years now?
We were every week for, like, most of those years.
Was it every week? Oh, my God.
Yeah,
I forgot. Yeah, every other week was...
We were weekly until this year because we started running out of, like, shows.
So, yeah, so we're probably, like, in the multiple hundreds then, right?
Yeah. While you're going through stuff, I'm going to try to Why are you so hard to find?
Anyway, now onto this show. Today we're going to be talking about season 1, episode 25, titled Foresight, part 2. Spoiler: next episode is part 3. It aired on Friday, September 25th, 2009, and currently sits at an 8.2 star rating on IMDb. And like JC mentioned in the previous episode, these aired in fairly sequential order on business days, basically. So there was like a weekend wait for the part 3 finale on Monday, and this was the Friday, I guess, after school. I don't know. I was in college by this point, so, or no, I was way out of college.
We were done with college at this point.
I just keep coming to face on immortality. So before recording, we were talking about this podcast. It's probably old news by now, but it was being hosted by a bunch of very young people who were arguing. To their credit, one host knew that they were wrong, but the other 3 thought that the emergency number 911 was created in 2001 in memorial of 9/11.
But something that's not going to drive me fucking crazy. Still can't find the number of podcasts we've uploaded without going into like an upload website, and I don't want to do that while we're recording. But we have 17 reviews on Spotify, and we're averaging a 4.9 on Spotify. I will absolutely take that.
Nice, thank you. And if you haven't left a review yet, please leave a review. Mostly if it's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, only if it's a good one. So. Why is it so hard to just find out what somebody's total episode count is?
Do we have a thing? I don't know. I don't know.
It's got to be on the Spotify uploader.
Or is it in our drive thing here? If I just go to episodes and highlight everything. Why did you send me down this pathway, Rod? Okay, well, I'm going to continue then because So this episode, it starts off with a previously on, but I don't know how necessary that was because it left off on a cliffhanger of the Sentinels heading towards New York, right? Mm-hmm. And then we catch up with the military chasing the Sentinels, finding the X-Men in a crash. Or I guess it's the MRD, right? Or is it the military or MRD? I guess it was the military.
Sorry, I am hyperfixating right now.
And the X-Men, I don't know if they were trying to imply that they were dead or some of them were dead. Maybe they were trying to give us that.
It was the MRD who was arriving at the crash site outside of the Sentinel facility.
So it was MRD.
I've completely given up on trying to answer this fucking question.
And they find the X-Men in the crash. I think they were trying to imply or make you afraid that the X-Men had died or some of them had died because none of them were moving. Mm-hmm. And like you mentioned in the previous episode, the Sentinels skipped over them and the MRD found them. But of course, we still have an episode left. So, and it's animation in the 2000s, so no one was going to die.
I have some thoughts about that statement during this episode.
Wait, did I already forget one? It's been a while since... Oh.
No. They haven't died yet. But there's a lot of death in this fucking episode.
Yeah, I actually see one note. Okay, now I'm looking at it. It's been a week since I've watched these episodes. But yeah, then it goes to the opening intro, which I've never watched, or besides the first time.
You didn't really miss anything. All due respect to it, it's there. They didn't change it when Archangel left the team.
Yeah. Yep. And then when it comes back from that, Jean is telling Emma that she wants to talk to Professor Xavier. And she tries to leave, and I have in my note here is the quintuplets, because I guess they hadn't mentioned they were the Cuckoos yet.
They had not said the name yet, no.
But they knocked Jean out, which I think is supposed to be a testament to how powerful these girls are collectively, I guess, you know. So, because Jean, is... It's funny in this show they've kind of skipped several stages because I'm used to seeing Jean as working up to the Phoenix. Mm-hmm. In this show, she's just always had it.
Well, you see Jean flashbacks as a kid, and she's so strong as a kid, she was able to shut down Magneto's power effectively.
Yeah. So
and then all of a sudden makes giant explosion, kills a bunch of our people.
Yeah. And so Emma explains to are they still calling the inner circle? There's not.
They called them
Hellfire.
The inner circle specifically. They have not gone with Hellfire. Ironic that you've been living in Stranger Things land this week. So,
which it comes back up also like a little brilliant tidbit. If anybody has one of those Hellfire shirts, they gave anyone that has a shirt that got damaged an option for a cosplay or a costume. It's got a fun little thing. Yep. Also, a really easy costume for 11 this year. It's like Josh Brolin's outfit from the Goonies, like the sweats and the shorts and stuff. Anyway, so Emma explains to the Inner Circle that there are barriers that Xavier put in to Jean's mind to like lock away the Phoenix. In the visions we'll see later, they're manifested as like physical doors, and that they're hard to remove. And they'll like, and the Inner Circle's like, well, you can't do it. What's wrong with you? And she's like, well, I could if it wasn't Xavier.
If it was literally anybody other than Xavier, is her exact call out.
So her play is like they'll have to like trick Jean into opening them herself because she's the only other person. I guess she didn't quite say if it was because Jean was that powerful or it's because it was Jean's own consciousness. Maybe half a dozen, 6 of the other, but
it felt like a part of it was like she has the knowledge of what the key is. Like there wasn't like even like a psychic representation of what it was, but it's like she's the only one that could do it because she's effectively her own key kind of scenario.
Yeah.
By the way, when they're talking about like they're showing the Inner Circle and stuff like that, I'm sure you recognized some of the Inner Circle. Obviously, Sebastian Shaw was obvious. We've had Leland in X-Men 92, and also Donald Pierce was in X-Men 92. Granted, they both were allowed to talk during that, but I was curious if you had recognized Selene from any of your stuff, because this is the first time we've seen Selene in animation.
I only recognize because of some conversation, which I guess if she's not been in the show, then maybe offline with you, have her mentioned, because like the Inner Circle is if somebody's gonna hate me for saying this, it's kind of forgettable visually. Like I think I recognize Sebastian mostly because he interacts with Emma. So I figure if someone's interacting with Emma and they're not like a heavy-set guy,
he was also Kevin Bacon.
Was it?
That was Kevin Bacon
in the X-Men movies. Yeah. That movie. We won't get into the tangent of that movie, or maybe we will in a future episode.
We will.
And then Leland, I remember after the fact. Selene, I recognize the name. I would not have recognized her from her character design or anything. It's just like a bunch of old timey folks, in like kind of a eyes wide shut kind of scenario,
That's a pretty good description. But yeah, like Selene, I don't remember in the original Dark Phoenix saga if she was there, because they were also doing like the White King, Black King, like it was very like chessboard structured and stuff. I don't remember if she was in it. I don't think she was, but at one point, probably around the time when this started taking place, she was being utilized, and there's a whole separate story where, because she's like this energy vampire thing, like she's like, I want to say she was the one who like started reviving the dead on Genosha at one point. So Selene has some fucked shit going on.
So in Jean's mind, Emma's there with she's technically in there with the Cuckoos, but the Cuckoos haven't manifested yet.
Yeah.
But she's impersonating,
there pretending to be creepy Xavier, basically.
Yeah. And like I guess Emma's not like necessarily an actor, because she's just kind of speaking very bluntly. She's like, open the door. But to her credit, it works. Jean's like, all right.
You would think for somebody who has just such a flair for the theatrics of what she's wearing, that she would have been a better actor at that point. Like, sounding a little bit more like Charles,
There's some joke in here that someone smarter than me could make about like her being British and colonization and being really direct about it. I was just watching a holiday baking show, and there's like a British baker on there, and like there was something she was gonna put like the Union Jack flag on something or whatever, and they're like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" He's like, "I'm British. The thing we're most good at is sticking a flag in something and calling it ours." I was like, "Gee, okay."
Respect for her honesty.
But then after they open that door, they're back in Jean's childhood home.
Well, that is actually where you see the Cuckoos manifest, as the first door opens, and then the Cuckoos do follow onto the street. Yeah.
And she can hear Scott crying in the background from the. Oh, got a little Lucy sneeze back here.
You just look like a crazy person on camera. Right.
Scott crying from the real world in the crash that they were in from the end of the last episode. And so it disrupts this thing. And I don't think they have, like... It was a little bit jolting for me because they hadn't, like... even though you know this from canon of their history, they hadn't, like, alluded to their psychic connection in this show yet that I remember.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of, like... It was like, is this Scott from... The Vision, or like,
yeah,
and then they make a connection that is Scott in the real world, and
in the Vision, that's when they also start having the lightning crashing, is showing like through the facade because the lightning crashes and you see Emma in the chair as Xavier, you see one of the cuckoos as Scott, and during that flash, that's when she's able to see it. And she loses her shit and like knocks all of them back on their ass in the real world.
Emma is like, we have to get Scott, like take Scott out of the equation one way or another, because their psychic connection, that's when they finally like named it, is getting in the way of this process. And it's like it's the bad timing. And this is kind of like the clever writing of the show, because there's these two stories happening parallel and now they're clashing. It's like the whole like Magneto and
they shouldn't
Genosha
have
thing.
anything to do with each other in theory. It's just perfect coincidence timing wise.
Yeah, so like these two stories have been running all season long. The Phoenix one, we're just now figuring out what it's about. Actually, Genosha too. But Magneto causing this whole Genosha thing to happen is disrupting the Phoenix thing, which we'll see how that comes back to bite Magneto in the ass too.
Yep.
And so like Emma's like, well, we have to go. She said it in a much nicer way. I think a more evil Emma or another person in the inner circle would have been like, well, we just got to go kill him.
That's what's alluded to, because Selene is like, oh, let's go take care of him, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
then
she basically says that Emma is soft on Scott. So
yeah, because Emma was like, I need to go like take away the distraction. And so Emma's like, I want to make sure he's okay. And that's, I think the rest of them like call her out. She's like, wait a minute, we're psychics. we know. And so that's when Sebastian kind of reveals to Emma that they're not trying to extinguish the Phoenix, they're trying to take control of it.
Yep.
So this is like a turn for this cult, like of centuries.
Because Emma is shocked when Selene is like, no, let's like just get rid of him. And she's like, but we're here trying to save lives. And that's when Sebastian is like, well, about that.
And then in the future, Master Mold has found all the mutants with Xavier. Xavier's.
Sorry. There is one quick aside where he's basically like, okay, fine, you go take care of the X-Men. We're going to have the girls keep doing it because there's 5 of them. So 5 of them could do better than what you could do on your own, too.
That's right. And he's like, you have 1 hour.
Just an arbitrary time frame.
That's why he's like, you have 1 hour. We'll wait for you. And like, she walks off frame. Definitely with the
start.
Yeah, definitely within earshot. But it's one of the. I think we talked about another episode where like when someone ducks down in frame, no one can see you. That's even in movies and stuff. So she walks off frame, and Sebastian turns around like, okay, let's get started. Yep. But then in the future, Master Mold has found all the mutants from Xavier's whatever Cerebro connection thing.
Yep.
And they're getting ready to get rid of Xavier. And Logan in the future finds him and saves him. And I think I had not realized that they had been projecting that Logan was dead this whole time. Like they were trying to get us to believe that. I just hadn't thought about him.
Right, because we got a little bit of like a hint with like he was the one who saved Bishop from the cells, but then it wasn't really like we don't know what happened to him. Like he just kind of went off on his own. And we get a few like really cool like quick sentinel kills out of Wolverine too. His outfit is very, very reminiscent of the Days of Future Past design. It's a little bit like not as aged because it's only 20 years in the future from it, and we know that Days of Future Past is a little bit further down, so he doesn't like have like some of that gray, but he's like the outfit's definitely Days of inspired.
Yeah.
So.
And then this was a commercial break because I'm on a tier of Disney Plus that has commercials. So and they come back. There's triplet X-23s. Which, spoiler, they never explained, even though there are four. Oh, there were four. I saw three at first. And like, he says something like, yeah, that's a whole other story that they never get back to. I guess that must have been a season 2 thing that they were going to try to.
So this is interesting because I was doing what I normally do is like watch through stuff and then check some of the wikis and stuff like that. We know that in the Hulk versus episode, they address that there is a X-23 like chamber.
Yeah.
Then we do get Laura in this. I believe the episode was called "Stolen Lives" with Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
But all the wikis are listing that as the final episode of Laura, who is named Laura, and these are referred to as X-23. So
yeah, there are clones of her.
Right. So it's there's still Logan clones and things like that, but the illusion is given that the X-23 who went away with the professor in that other episode when the facility got destroyed is actually not the same one as one of these four that's here.
Yeah, and also we don't know like how the timelines have adjusted at this point because so much stuff has happened in between. But yeah, they're actually the ones to save Xavier, or they get him, unhooked from everything.
Well, they murdered Moss first of all.
Yeah, so I said Wolverine kills Trask. I thought it was Trask this whole time.
No, because he had the scar across his face, so it was Colonel Moss who was it episode 1 that he gave Moss that scar in the street?
Oh, that's
fight?
right. That's right. Yeah.
Because Moss, of course, is Michael Ironside, so we have to respect Michael Ironside.
And definitely kill him.
Yep.
Like straight up. It made. I think also another thing that telegraphed Trask to me is that he dies in the same way. I guess spoiler. X-Men '97. Trask in the fall. You know.
Yeah.
And then he tells them that they couldn't get Jean back, and then the war happened anyway. And in the present, the MRD is trying to take Wolverine from the wreckage, but then Wolverine wakes up. And Emma comes to save them, but then only saves Scott.
Yeah, she only cares about saving Scott at this point. Leaves everybody else behind to get murdered.
Yeah, and then but also like Wolverine's got the MRD like kind of handled, or he's going to. Then we see Mystique at the Sentinel facility destroying the control center stuff. Because that was right. That's what Wolverine was like. We got to go stop the Sentinels. And so Mystique destroys all the controls. Then, wait, did I miss anything? Because my next note is like going to Genosha.
It's you got all of it basically.
Okay.
Yeah, it's everybody is like trying to get in there and do stuff, and then Mystique Kelly launches or does something on the Sentinel launch screen, breaks the computer, blows off a bunch of shit. So,
and then Magneto
I think she basically ruined the kill switch, is what that's trying to insinuate.
And then Magneto and Genosha is watching Polaris do her favorite thing to do late night, is watering flowers.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many flowers does this fucking girl have?
Right. Well, also the nighttime thing is just like, because you get this impression that I guess maybe she just does it all day long because
she has nothing else to do. They don't have like TV and shit.
And tells her to go inside, and like they didn't like telegraph that this room that he had her in, it was like just her bedroom, right? Like it didn't seem like a bunker or anything.
Yeah,
it almost feels like it would have been safer just be like, go to the dungeons.
Yeah, you'd be safer down in the actual dungeon with the corpse of Pyro. But he tells her sphere. Like, mutants are about to be free. Genosha is finally going to be spreading beyond its borders, and you see he keeps looking up at the clouds, and that's where you see the Sentinels flying in. And I wasn't sure who the first mutant was. I thought it might have been Squid Kid, but it was not, because we see Squid Kid's fate in a few minutes. But basically that's when the Sentinels just come in, and they're literally killing like all these mutants. Like this is mass murder of the mutants on Genosha, right?
As my next note is Sentinels land and kill a bunch of kids. It's like the first thing, because it's like kids that show up first.
Yeah, there's like smaller mutants and stuff like that. Yeah, It's not even lightly alluded to. It's basically they're just doing the like, you see a setup and then they're shot when they're off frame kind of scenario.
Yeah, you know? Or like it's like that beam that gets brighter.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, okay, well,
nothing survived that hit. Yeah.
So once again, another commercial. That was the thing. I think it was in this episode. Yeah, this moment was like a really quick commercial switch. Yeah. I was like, I think I just watched like 2 minutes of an episode and then went back to commercial again. But then when they come back from commercial, Beast is trying to recall the Sentinels, but he can't because that control center thing's messed up.
Yep.
And Wolverine is on his side mission, his side quest, using his smell-o-vision to track down Emma and Scott. And then Genosha is continuing to get attacked. It goes right back to
Genosha, yeah.
Yeah, continuing to get attacked. Magneto reveals that he's trying to...
I do want to point out, because that was the most obvious, like, of a recognizable character. After this whole, like, thing of watching them get on the boat to go to Genosha to be saved and stuff like that, you literally see the Sentinel stare down Squid Kid and his mom. And then you see... like them just blow a massive hole through the side of that building.
Yeah.
Like it's unless the argument was like, oh, they swapped it to a different Sentinel. It's like, no, that they got vaporized at that point.
Yeah. It was very much like Magneto's fate in 97 or
it reminded me of the shot in 97 where I think it was Banshee was holding Marrow and they were in the sky, and then they just got taken out from above with like a single one of those shots. Like it was like there was no resistance or holdback. It was just like vaporized essentially. So
yeah. So
spoiler
then Magneto,
for 97.
Right. Magneto reveals that he's trying to motivate unity, which was that was Dr. Manhattan's plan in Watchmen, right? I think it was Manhattan's plan.
Manhattan had no plan.
Who was it? Oh, it was
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias' plan.
Yeah. Dr. Manhattan was like 20 minutes late.
That's right. Dr. Manhattan is like, none of this matters. I'm going to go to the moon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was like, I need to motivate unity, and like if that takes some sacrifice, whatever. Like, what sucks about that is like, it's not right. But he's not wrong in his understanding of human nature. Is that like the thing that's common between like a lot of belief systems and like communities and stuff is like I've heard. So I grew up in a Christian home, and I've heard, and I've talked to like my like psychology teachers and professors and stuff about this. Is that like Christianity specifically, and then like definitely other religions and belief systems can usually function without a god, but must have a devil. Like there has to be a common enemy.
Okay.
For the belief system to like operate. And it's sad how true that is for the human side of things. It shouldn't take that, because obviously there's like a lot of bad things that come from like being overzealous about an enemy.
And I also wonder with the way that this all happens, like was he literally letting on the weaker mutants into Genosha so it would be a slaughter? Because he's the part that like visibly stood out to me is as these attacks are happening, there's no fight back from any of the mutants that are on Genosha. And like the ones that we know have like some level of power, like Mercury, like Seamus, and like, you know, those ones that fought alongside him and were kind of like, not to say his inner circle, but like his like guard. None of them are seen in this scene at all. It's kind of like, did he literally just like throw them into the jail and it's like, don't worry about it, you know?
That's a good point. It's
like there's no fight back from any of those mutants.
That's kind of serendipitous, because I know you don't watch Stranger Things, but this is not really a spoiler. And when this episode goes out, I don't think the new episodes are going to come out. But like that is like purposely getting like weaker creature, or somebody perceive as weaker in mind or body or both, is like a key plot point for someone who's trying to be like a graceful dictator. So it's like interesting. That's like another common thing, like common enemy, getting like weaker, or maybe if it's not just weaker, it's like mutants that maybe Magneto sees as disposable in his eyes.
Well,
He's like,
if this version of Magneto is the fighting Magneto, then it's like, he needs soldiers. He doesn't need a kid, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't need like a squid person.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And then, of course, he's using them as a means to an end to give him an excuse to retaliate. And then Wanda, understandably, is pissed.
yeah. Then in the future, Bishop and the team catch up with Wolverine. It feels like that's the first time Bishop's seen Wolverine in the same amount of time we've seen him.
Since like his final escape, assumedly. Yeah.
But he figured that he would run into him again, given the mission of things.
They have a little bro moment, and they allude to like the girls were all on ice at the Weapon X facility, and that's when Vanisher comes back, and they all almost immediately murder Vanisher. He's like, they're all a little bit on edge, basically.
I get that, yeah. Mm-hmm. And Logan reveals that he found Master Mold. Mm-hmm. And I think, like, at this point, they all thought that Master Mold was, like, long gone. But, no, if you never... technology specifically is never... If it's an organic being, if you don't see a body, they're not gone. If they're technology, they're just never gone. This is like in all the Marvel stuff, like, we learned this in the MCU and stuff. If it's tech, like, it's in the cloud somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then... they're like, well, we effectively need to stop Master Mold because we got 24 hours before they just start sending all of the Sentinels or to every mutant that's left on the planet. So I'm always now like wondering in this scenario, like how many of them are there? Like, are there hundreds of Sentinels around the world? Are there thousands? Or are there 24 because the world is such a like garbage shit show at this point? Like, there's not a lot of manufacturing left, you know?
Yeah. Because, wait, have they scaled up from the 15? Oh, this is 20 years in the future. That's right.
This is the future mutants. Or, sorry, future Sentinels, yeah.
I can't wait till we get to a point where we're not dealing with time travel anymore for just anything in stories.
Hey, oh my God. Guess what we're not going to have that with in X-Men 97? Because we literally know there is a past version, a fucking present version, and a future version from how that show ended on a cliffhanger.
I'm just saying, like, you know how everybody else has, like, multiverse fatigue?
You have time travel fatigue?
Starting to. Once again, like, to ping-pong off of Stranger Things, this is not a spoiler because they haven't told us. They're heavily telegraphing that this show is going to end in time travel. Which is, like, weird. Okay. But
I loved the fan, like, the very trolly fan theory that was essentially, oh, yeah, they're going to wake up and realize that this was all just a D&D game that happened in somebody's head. They're basically
or the kid
pulling the Rosebud.
It's the kids retelling the story, right? Like as grown-ups or something. I know the Duffer Brothers were like, that's absolutely not what happened. So either they want to put that to bed, or they're like, shit, they figured it out.
Sorry, not Rosebud. It was all a dream, which was that Twin Peaks? No. I forgot which one it was. It was all a dream. But
yeah, but
it was the one where
trope.
they're all in an insane asylum.
Yeah, it's a trope. This one,
or what was the other one? There was the one where it was it wasn't Dick Van Dyke. It was like one of those other like actors from that era, and he just literally woke up from a dream, and it was like the entire show was a dream married to his wife from the previous show he was on, or something like that.
Oh wait, I can't remember what you're talking about. I think I remember that. Yeah. Though in this series, so like each season of Stranger Things, they usually introduce like a previous like IP. Mm-hmm. And then like their guest legacy actor, you know. So like they had so this season it's I can't remember her last name. Linda from Terminator.
Hamilton.
From Hamilton. She's the big like kind of big bad in this. She's like the 80s cameo.
Okay.
So Terminator, and then the kids in the not the main kids but other kids in this season are reading Wrinkle in Time. Mm. So there's two big time travel things that are in this season. So it's just like, okay, we're going to be time traveling.
Just go watch go watch Has-Been Hotel, Rod. It's so much simpler.
Anyway, so in this show, we catch back up with Emma and Scott. Emma shows up at the castle, turns into her diamond form. Scott's like, you won't have your psychic defense. And she's like, well, when I come, I don't trust these guys. And when we come in, they're going to try to kill us. So, I need this. And then Scott blasts in, and she was right. My next note, there's a big old fight that probably takes care of the next, 6 minutes of the show.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, real quick note, they get called out, by name and stuff like that for, Pierce and Leland. They never actually speak. So I kind of alluded to this in the last episode of, there's just a bunch of characters. You never actually hear anything come out of Pierce or Leland's mouth, despite the fact that they're an important villain for at least 2 of these 3 episodes,
Yeah. And that's probably part of the reason I was saying they weren't very memorable for me.
I mean, if you don't let somebody have a speaking role, they very much feel disposable. So
yeah. And like I said, visually, in a show that we're used to seeing people in different shades of spandex to be able to tell what character they are. These guys are just a bunch of kind of, is it Victorian? Is that the right time period? Kind of set up. But
and then Sebastian is pull down your diamond form, or Celine is going to drain the life out of him. And I was like, oh god, this is a Rod and Wally and Joe Russo joke waiting to happen.
Oh. I totally missed that. That's funny. Oh man.
And then the next comment I have is more Genosian murder.
Yeah, the Sentinels are still attacking Genosha, but then the twist is Magneto rewires them. That's a really cool sequence. That might have been 3D stuff that you were talking about with the car previous, because of the way all the parts kind of spread out and come back in.
Remember how we said that racists were stupid?
Yeah.
This was further proof of it. That even after all the shit happened previously, they didn't decide, let's make some sort of carbon fiber replacement and stuff like that. They were still making the metal Sentinels to make it easy for them to be one stopped, but also that's not how rewiring works or reprogramming, but we don't need to.
He just turns the chip around so it's in reverse.
But Magneto basically calls out how it was super foolish to attack him with metal men, and that's where that's where I did the count, and it was 10 Sentinels that were remaining from it.
Some got lost en
route.
route.
Such a point about it being 15. And then they show 10, and they didn't show 1 or 2 get destroyed or anything like that. It was just oh no, there's 10 now. It's fine.
There's some animation producer from the late 2000s that's sitting in the back nobody's gonna notice if we just cut.
And he's oh, these guys are talking about my show. Fuck that guy.
Right.
That's what he's thinking right now about me. So.
But then the Sentinels turn around and they go to the city. To attack the humans.
Pietro is totally okay with Magneto's plan as he's talking with Wanda, and he's well, they were gonna, attack us anyway, and Wanda doubts it. I guess it's kind of the 2 sides to the same coin. Are you an optimist or are you a pessimist on what this was gonna turn out to be? And the excuse is we just took out the guesswork.
Yeah.
So Magneto comes in and you get the full hey, here's what we're gonna do, and I love that he's no, Wanda, I still need your help to ready the army. You're the only one I could trust, and he's saying it right in front of Pietro.
I love it.
He might as well just be flipping his son off as he's talking to his daughter at that point, right?
And if I remember right, I don't think they really... Pietro kind of froze as far as animation goes. Mm-hmm. But it works so well, because it was just kind of that dumbfounded,
Yep. What the hell, Dad? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when Wanda leaves, then it's okay, then I'll get the troops ready. He's still that, the puppy, looking for recognition kind of scenario.
There was some show where they...
And then, he also then tells him, no, go get Wanda. That's his reaction, is oh no, I still need her to ready the troops. So
there was some show where they kind of put that as you could be the most powerful being in a scenario or whatever, but the weakness they can instill in them is like a need for like their father's approval, and that's very much the case here. Is like Magneto has like essentially like handicapped his superpowered son.
Yeah.
By like putting this like insecurity in him.
Completely like broke his confidence fully. Yeah, and then that ends on a sad Pietro because he's like, I didn't abandon you. I did the kidnapping perfectly, got this war started like it's supposed to, but you don't trust me to rally the troops. Yeah. And I imagine a part of that is probably most of the troops on Genosha don't really know who Pietro is, or they know he was the fuck-up kid who didn't get to live on Genosha for however long when he was up in, the United States with the Brotherhood. So
I was going to say, like, I guess also, yeah, to Magneto's credits, like, you don't switch generals halfway through a battle, right, if you don't have to. And so there's that. Although, it's I guess to Magneto's credit, like, maybe this is, like, Wanda surprising him by turning, but I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't thought she was going to be okay with it kind of scenario, like that she would just fall in line like a good soldier. So,
but I didn't get that. Like she always seemed kind of defiant because she was sneaking around with Kurt and stuff.
But she was also like trying to convince Kurt that this is the right way to go about it, and like the prisons and stuff like that. Like she was aware of what was going on. Like she's not a fully innocent version of Wanda either. So
yeah. But I mean, she just had those like seeds of doubt in there. But I don't know. I don't have much more to say about this episode, mainly because it's like we're talking about each episode being an act.
I mean, you are missing the last part of the episode.
Oh, what?
Where the Sentinels fly in with Magneto on their shoulder and start murdering humans.
Oh well, the Sentinels go to the city and start attacking the humans, but and then another to be continued. But it's this was like the rising tension, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I guess I didn't realize it at the time, but we're starting to see the stories converge. Like we mentioned, like the Phoenix stuff crashing with the Genosha stuff and everything, and they shouldn't have anything to do with each other. And yeah, I don't know. It was okay. It was a necessary like middle section, but we're really looking forward to that finale.
Yeah, I mean, I think the part that was like the most standout to me is they were not shy about alluding to the death of obviously their
everybody
characters, but like the mutants on Genosha were dying. This downtown area that has humans running for their lives from Sentinels, like it's the clearest death you could get in a show without showing the death,
Yeah, everything was off camera.
Yeah. Which I get because they probably had to do that from like a ratings board perspective and stuff like that. But it was also like, no, this is pretty brutal. Like these people are being chased down by giant murder robots at the end of the day. So.
Well, we're right off the heels of the Nolan Batman stuff, right? So everybody's trying to get darker and grittier.
Yes. Yeah.
Which you know what? I've said this before. I was going to say it plainly now. Like I'm grateful for all that stuff because I love the Nolan Batman movies for the most part. Mm-hmm. I'm just tired of everyone trying to keep it like go further down that hole. I want to see a whimsical Batman again. Fun, colorful superheroes. I'm really hoping when the X-Men come to the MCU, we're going to see like the most bright neon color spandex. Yeah. We saw it worked with Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm hoping that they're like, we put Hugh Jackman in a neon yellow suit and it made $1 billion. Let's just hit Lizard again over and over.
Hit Lizard again is great. That's already such a outdated like bit by the time this is being recorded too. I love that.
Yeah. Commentary YouTuber I watch named Scott Kramer. In his he does a video every year right after Thanksgiving where he rates all the. No, was it that one? I don't know. He did one recently that was. It was Thanksgiving movie. It was Thanksgiving movies. That's what it was. I mean, he does this thing at the end of his I guess because AdSense and everything's like higher at the end of the year and stuff. Mm-hmm. He has more like high effort videos,
right?
And so at the end he does this sketch in the holidays where his 4 clones of himself. He kind of does the Wheezy Waiter, right? Come in, only is much more like ornate. Like
You just dated us so bad by saying
Right.
that and me knowing what the reference was.
Yeah. To anybody that doesn't know, like most of us will credit Craig Benzine for the YouTuber clone sketches. So Scott does that, and there's like one character that keeps going, like every time someone says it's 6 or 7, you know, and they're like and this character in the background just keeps doing this, and Scott finally at one point Scott's like, stop doing that, like that's already out of date by the time I upload this.
Yep. Well, because now parents have fought back, and if their kid goes 6, 7, they go 8, 9, and kids do not find that funny right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the easiest way, like this is like, just being all the millennial parents, the easiest way to make a trend go away is embrace it. Anyway, so we'll be back next week for the exciting conclusion.
Now
of
it's
this.
the 2-week break, Rob.
Now is the 2 week. Okay, we'll be back in 2 weeks.
The last Monday of the year is when the episode comes out. Yes.
For the exciting conclusion of this series, the season, and this year. So, and then we'll figure out what we're going to watch at the beginning of next year. But for right now, thanks for joining us. If you have any thoughts, make sure to drop them in the comments for either the YouTube upload, videos, Spotify upload, or official Instagram post about this episode. If you like what you heard, we'd appreciate a rating on the podcast app you're choosing. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, and CastBox. Lucy's still to my butt crack.
Whatever. She's happy.